In this video, you will get a tutorial on the game component overview, covering all the components and what they do for the game. Note that what you see here is a prototype only, and some components may change slightly for the final product. The largest component of the game is the game board. It is 20 inches by 30 inches in size, and as you can see here, it depicts the Pacific Ocean and neighboring coastlines. I chose that because it allows a little bit of challenge crossing between land zones for the units. Also on here is a victory point tracker with 2 victory point tokens, 1 for each side. Victory point tracker goes from 1 to 120 points, bordering the edge of the game board. The blue and red command point trackers that you see on the bottom left and top left sides will be printed on the final product of the game board. Also are 16 cities, beautifully illustrated by Becca TR, as well as the game board itself. And as you can see, there are numbers on each of the cities that represents how many hit points they can take before they are destroyed. These cities were picked mainly because they border the coastlines on the Pacific Ocean, but I also wanted to mix between large and small size cities for more challenge in the game. The first components we will cover are the reference sheets. There's the Caesarean reference sheets for the Caesarean Empire, the invaders, and the United Nations Reaction Force, the URNF reference sheet for the humans. On the left side of the reference sheets will be the rules of engagement column, consisting of 6 phases: world event phase, resource phase, movement phase, battle phase, redeployment phase, and control phase. In the center is military units of victory. It'll show the charts there for the military units, their stats, and 3 types of victory conditions you can use in the game. The right-hand column is the resource and command. It consists of the resource phase chart for how many cards you get based on how many zones you control, and the command points and how they can be used for movement and combat and purchasing units. For the UNRF reference sheet, there is a couple differences. One is in the world event phase, and the other is in the military units chart because each side has different specifications and stats here for the units. Otherwise, everything else is the same. The next components are the resource cards. There are 32 resource cards in each deck, and the resource cards are the same for both sides. They will have 2 types of cards. They will have one that is of the military units, and which is anywhere from 1 to 4 of them, and the other one is of the Kaiju or Mecha. You have a choice in the game to choose either the upper half of the units or the Mecha or Kaiju, or the bottom half, and you just exchange a unit, Kaiju or Mecha, for command points, which you can use on the command point tracker during the game to add to your movement, your combat, or maybe purchasing other types of things like nukes and bio bombs. As you can see, the command point tracker goes up to 30 points. That is the maximum allowed in the game at any time for each game turn. There are 2 command point tokens for the tracker. One would be used on the 10, 20, and 30s, and the other one's anywhere from 0 to the 9. Next are the target city cards. There are 16 cards in the deck, 1 for each city on the game board. During the roll event phase, the Caesarean player will roll the die to determine how many portals appear, which also reflects on the number of cities that would be drawn. So it could be anywhere from 1 to 3 cities. Once those are drawn, the Caesarean player would then draw 3 portals, 1 for each city, place them on there, and later on in the game, during the resource phase, would place all the other units and Kaiju to go with it. During the movement phase, the player will then place the portals and units and Kaiju at each of those cities. So in this example, place 1 at Lima, 1 in San Francisco, and 1 in Vladivostok. Now we'll look at the Mecha and Kaiju character cards. There are 9 types of each, and there are a total of 26 in each deck. So for the Kaiju, there's the Warlord, the Ravager, the Brawler, Death Lizard, the Ironsides, the Earthshaker, Thunder Dragon, Leviathan, and a base. There are anywhere from 1 to 6 of each type, depending on the type. Totally 26 cards. For the United Nations Reaction Force, there is the Battle Master, the Aquatic Scout, the Urban Scout, the Aquatic Warrior, Command Warrior, Jungle Warrior, Assault Guardian, and Support Guardian and Base. Next we'll look at the layouts of the cards. At the top will be the name of that character. On the right hand side will be the victory point value you get when you destroy that character. On the left hand side, starting from the top down, is green arrows, is the movement value in zones. Next is the command icon. That's how many command points you will receive. Next is your claw or fist. That's the number of D10 attack dice you get to roll for that character. Below that is your armor or shield. That is the number higher on a D10 that you have to hit. And below that is your hit point value, and that's how many hit points you have to get in one set of rolls in order to damage the character. Below this is your special abilities, and the type of kaiju or mecha it is, air, land, sea. And they each get one special ability. And below that at the very bottom is the flavor text. Once they're damaged, it will show a damaged side, different color header on the top. The new cards may not have the damage thing, but the victory point value stays the same, and the other values are reduced, and there is a different special ability below the character's image. And there will be as many standees as there are character cards. With the bases, they don't have standees, but they do have the tokens with the yellow border. All the standees will be numbered from 1 to 4, depending on how many there are. These will be used when there's multiples of the same type on the game board. So you can tell which one is which and make sure you apply the damage to the right character. Now for the tokens. Normally all these tokens will be stacked on the table. However, as a stretch goal, there will be token holder boxes for each side with their own logos on them that you can store them, make it nice and neat for storage during play. There will be 10 spots to hold all the tokens. And starting with the URNF, the border, green borders, is Army. They are double-sided. One side is normal, the other side is dashed. That's for 2 players, one side playing the normal, one side playing the dash, or for multiplayers. There's purple is the air, blue is the Navy, the red is the Special Forces or Marines, and the gold is the Air Mobile Transport. There are 12 tokens of each type for the final product. On the other side of the token holder for the URNF, you will have 6 bases with the yellow border. You will have as many as 16 nuke tokens for the final product. There will be 27 control tokens in green and red. Green for the URNF, red for the Caesarean player to know who's controlling what zones. And there will be at least 27 of the yellow numbered tokens from 1 to 4 to use with the Mecha and Kaiju standees. For the Caesarean player, we'll also have a token holder box available as a stretch goal with its own logo. Also has 10 spaces. And there are also 12 units of each type. The green are called the Legionnaires. The purple are called the Gargoyles, the air units. The blue sea units are called Sea Serpents, or the Serpents. The red are the Reapers, Special Forces type. And the gold are the drones or hybrids. Those are created specially through the Reapers attacking Army and Marine units. On the other side, you'll have the portals. There will be as many as 6 of them. There will be 6 bases, yellow borders. You'll have as many as 16 biobombs. And once again, a large number of the yellow number tokens, as many as 27 total, to be used between the for the Kaiju standees and the cards. Now for the damage tokens. They are in sets of 1, 3, 5, and 10. And for the final product, they will just be the yellow colored only, not yellow and red. These will be used to put onto the cities to represent the damage they have taken. So you can use them in any combinations to get the values you need rather than putting a whole bunch of ones on one city. Once a city has been destroyed, then a destroyed city token will replace the damaged city tokens on that city zone. For the final product, both players will have at least 10 10-sided dice, blue for the UNRF and red for the Caesarean player. Included in the game will be the rulebook, known as a training manual. This is not the final product you see. It will be as much as 36 pages, and as a stretch goal, there may also be a scenario and recognition guidebook with at least 10 scenarios and a backstory and details on the mecha, kaiju, and military units used in the game. The game box is 12 inches by 12 inches by 4 inches in height. It will contain a box insert, as you see here. The final product will have some artwork on the box insert. On the right hand side, you can hold your mech and kaiju standees. Left hand side could be extra tokens or even miniatures if we get to that. And in the center could be all the cards and other tokens, with game board, reference sheets, and rulebook on top. Now, when the Kickstarter is successful, there may be opportunity for miniatures to be added to the game. The one set of miniatures, as you can see here, would be the portal, and there's tokens to match. The Caesarean base, the URNF base, the Caesarean biobomb, the URNF nuke, and the destroyed city. So you could use the actual miniatures to replace the tokens if you wanted to in the game. Once again, this would be a stretch goal only when the game is successful.